Welcome back to another episode of Make a Salad Ann. Today we're going to be working on a recipe from this sweet little recipe book that my daughter made back in 2009. Recipes of great value, but not for the public. Well, this one's going public. So anyway, this is my grandmother's, her famous blue cheese dressing. And the title is Nan's Famous Blue Cheese or Roquefort Sour Cream Dressing. And this little book is just a treasure. This picture on the front is my Nana, my grandpa, my mom, and my uncle. And just a sweet little thing. Look, she put little pictures in with other recipes. We called my grandfather Da, and this was his best of all butterscotch sauce. The book is kind of falling apart. I'm sad, but look, here's a picture of my mom and my uncle when they were little people, and another one. Anyway, back to the Roquefort dressing recipe. It's probably not one of the most healthiest recipes for salad, but I don't know, every once in a while, I gotta have me a little blue cheese. So this I'm gonna be doubling, but, and I'll post alongside the YouTube, the actual recipe. So it's a pint of sour cream, half a teaspoon of salt and celery salt, pepper and paprika, 2 tablespoons vinegar. I personally love this this brand Bragg's. It's great vinegar. And then a half a pound of Roquefort cheese crumbled. So I have everything pretty much set aside. And you know what? I need to keep the recipe out because I don't know it by heart. And that's okay. Now that it comes apart, I get to use this. Okay, so a pint, I'm gonna double. I'm doing 2 pints of sour cream. And give myself a spoon here. So I haven't posted, wow, that came out quick. I haven't posted anything in a little while because I had an accident. I fractured a couple bones in my hand. I slipped on a ramp that I should not have been walking on, looking at the beautiful lake views. So anyway, all right, so I use full fat sour cream. I think that if you're going to eat it, eat the real stuff. Don't go for the low fat, you know, ice cream, the low fat sour cream. Eat the real fat and just eat less. That's how I look at things. And so let's see here, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I don't really love these. I can't use my right hand to squeeze yet. I don't really love these squeezable things here, but yeah, my husband likes them, so that's what we use. I'm going left-handed for the year. After fracturing these bones, I heard in my spirit just recently, use your left hand as your primary hand for the rest of the year. So that's what I'm doing. We'll see what God does. One thing I do know is that by using my left hand, I'm in my right brain more, my creative side of my brain. So that I'm grateful for. All right, so we got 2 pints, and we've got a 1/2 cup of real mayonnaise. I love Hellmann's. You know, growing up as a kid, we used to eat Kraft, and I just thought that was the best. When I tasted Hellmann's, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? And I don't eat a lot of mayonnaise, but when I do eat mayonnaise, I love Hellmann's. So I already ground my pepper because I can't really grind that well yet. My grip is not real strong, so I had my son do that for me. So we'll put in some pepper, and we're going to put in some celery seed. I know that it said salt, but I'm just going to put in a little bit of celery seed. I don't always put paprika, but it is a nice colorful, it brings more color into it. So I don't know, maybe almost a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And then I did pre-crumble the blue cheese, so that was already prepared. And sometimes you can add more. If it's not enough flavor, just add more blue cheese. I also like to add more vinegar than it asks for. And then at the very end, if it's still really thick, put yourself in a little bit of heavy cream or milk just to thin it out a little bit. This recipe, I can promise you, is one of the best blue cheese recipes you'll ever taste. You'll go out to a restaurant and be like, look, I have a great recipe for you. Anyway, all right, so I did shake this, but I'm going to shake it again. And 2 tablespoons vinegar. So I'm going to put 4. I'm going to do 5. We'll do 5 tablespoons of vinegar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're lucky I measured because half the time I just pour it. Unless I'm baking, I'm a winger. You can't wing it in baking because it's a science. There's a science behind it. So that is pretty much it. I'm gonna mix it up, and you'll be able to get a view for how thick. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the best things. Where is my garlic press? Did I already pull it out? Yes, I did. Oops. I always put garlic in. And in this case, I'm going to press, oh boy, I hope I can do this. Yeah. I'm going to press like 3 large cloves. Typically, I put 1 clove in per recipe. Oops. But in this recipe, I'm going to do 3. I didn't prepare any lettuce to put this on today, but I'm going to recommend that you do either a romaine or my fellows, they all love iceberg lettuce, and then they'll put some bacon crumbles on it. I don't eat meat, so I don't do that, but I do, actually I think I'm just going to stick with 2 cloves of garlic because those were big cloves. And then just mix it all up. Can you see my dog in the background? Lukey. Yeah, he's a good boy. We both had a tough December. He had major stomach surgery and I fractured a couple of bones. So we were a mess the month of December, but we're on a comeback and we're tenfold healthier. So this left-handed thing is a little rough still, but I have a feeling by the end of 2020 I'm going to be a pro. So that is pretty much it. And I'm going to give you let's see if I can give you a little view here of the consistency. You can see the texture. It's pretty thick. So we do like it this way, but you can thin it out if it's something that works for you. So I want to end this message with one of my favorite Bible verses, 1 Corinthians 13:8. Love never fails. And I'm going to go back to this precious little recipe book, Recipes of Great Value, not for the public. But yep, this one is for public. And love never fails. I hope that you enjoy this and stay healthy. God bless.